representing the United States, Nancy Kerrigan.
Big roar goes up for Nancy Kerrigan, who since the Olympics has turned down countless marriage proposals, an invitation to the Harvard Med School formal, very politely, mind you, so she could concentrate on this. And this is a strong area for her. The original program, second in Albertville in the short.
Well, she really has had an amazing year. Last year she was on the world team for the first time, won a medal. Then she went to her first Olympics and won a medal. So we should see, if she skates well here today, I'm sure that Nancy will be again in the medals. Opening with the triple left combination.
As we've mentioned so many times before, you cannot win an event with a strong performance in the original program, but you can certainly lose an event by not skating well here. And with that mistake in her opening combination, it doesn't bode well for her to remain a contender, but she's skating very early in this field of 14 women. In her jump combination, the balance of the program went very, very well. And depending upon how the judges look at that mistake, she's looking at anywhere from a 0.2 to a 0.4 deduction.
Well, she came from 5th last year in Munich to win a medal, and she will have to be strong in the long program again. We'll be back with the marks for Nancy Kerrigan.
The marks for Nancy Kerrigan for required elements.
Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum, where Nancy Kerrigan anxiously awaits her marks.
I think so.
Well, I spoke to Nancy earlier this week, and she said that her back was once again bothering her. She's had a chronic back problem, and she said that because of the hectic schedule she's had between Olympics and here, she wasn't looking after herself as perhaps as well as she should have.
5.2.
The 5.0 is from Vanessa Riley of Great Britain, who is notorious for her lower marks.
5.4.
Up to a 5.5 from the Hungarian judge.
Well, Nancy really has one of the more polished programs, so I think the marks will come up in presentation. As we see right here, they have.
There they are, up to 5.8. This is very early in this field of 40, and she has first place marks of the first 5 skaters. And with more on what to watch for in the women's original program, here's Sandra Bezic and the Cutting Edge.
Your local bottler of Diet Coke presents the Cutting Edge.
Commentators from time to time use phrases such as a cheated jump, or a 2-foot landing, or a touchdown. What does all this mean? Well, here we've isolated some of the mistakes you might see this evening. Here's a triple Lutz jump that's cheated on the landing. The skater lifts off and rotates only 2 3/4 rotations. And here, you can see her foot is not fully turned backwards as she makes contact with the ice. This would be considered a cheated landing. And now an example of a clean landing. Again, the skater lifts off and rotates once, twice, 3 times, and note her foot is totally backwards on the contact with the ice. This is a clean landing. And here's what's called a touchdown. It's when a skater isn't erect on the descent of the jump and has to support herself with a hand on the landing. And now we see what's called a 2-foot landing. And finally, the most costly mistake of all, a fall. Jumps must always be landed backwards and on one foot. In order to detect flaws, pay particular attention to the skater's feet as they land their jumps. And tonight, during the original program, any of these errors will demand an automatic point deduction.
Presented by your local bottler of Diet Coke.
Welcome back to Oakland, where the cheer has gone up for almost a hometown girl, Kristi Yamaguchi. And has anyone had a better year than Kristi? Last spring, her first world championship. In January, her first U.S. championship. Then the Olympic gold medal in Albertville, and ready to write a final chapter in her own backyard. Fremont, California, just 10 minutes away.
Well, the pressure has to be off of Kristi a little bit without Midori here. But she is competing in her hometown, and that has to be pressure-filled there. But one thing that Kristi does the best is she handles the pressure. She is a very consistent skater. I have no doubt that she will put on a good performance here.
But it was very close. The only fault I could find was that her jump combination didn't quite have the flow that she had in Albertville. But to have skated that performance that well once again, certainly nice to see.
Everyone here at the Oakland Coliseum now on their feet, and it is a capacity crowd, and they've come to see Kristi Yamaguchi. We'll be back with her marks after this. The two Kristis, Kristi Yamaguchi and her coach, Kristi Ness. Kristi from Fremont, California, and Edmonton, Alberta. And here come the required element marks, 5.7s and 5.8s. Kristi, the latest star from the Bay Area. Peggy Fleming, Brian Boitano, also Olympic gold medalist from this area. Look at those marks for presentation. 5.8s and 5.9s for the leader and defending world champion, Kristi Yamaguchi.
5.8, 5.9.
An international favorite at age 15, Lu Chen of China, perhaps a medalist in waiting if she can nail the original program, but she's had trouble with this year. She was 11th after the original program at the Olympics, 9th after the original program at the World Junior Championships.
Well, of all the female skaters here, I think Lu really comes closest to Kristi Yamaguchi in combining her grace and athleticism at the same time. She's opening with the triple Lutz combination. No problem at all.
Jump to execute her double axel, which gave her the difficulty at the Junior World Competition. Not today, however.
I think we could be seeing a possible medalist here.
Well, she's got such a delicacy about her in her presence, but at the same time, she really covers and really moves out there on the ice, which is a wonderful combination to have.
Well, it's just amazing to see where she has come in 1 year. At the World Championships last year, she gained recognition by her jumping, but this year I think she has not only combined jumping, but she has really come a long way in her maturity and her presence on the ice.
12th in Munich, and she has staked her claim to medal contention here. Back with her marks after this. In Oakland, waiting the marks, and well, you see the reaction. These are the best marks she has ever seen in an original program. A couple of 5.3s, but up to 2.57s. Here are the presentation marks. They go up. Lu Chen with second place marks from 7 of the 9 judges, and she is right behind Kristi Yamaguchi and moves ahead of Nancy Kerrigan. Right now, let's join Brian Williams standing. Well, we've been anxious to see the World Junior Champion, Laëtitia Hubert of France, since her Olympic Games trials and tribulations. Remember that original program where she was 5th and perhaps the most emotionally stirring short program, only to collapse during the long program. She was 15th there, 12th overall at the Olympics. Let's see how she responds here at her World Championships.
Well, Laëtitia is a very aggressive skater, and so when she's on, she is a really exciting skater to watch. A gorgeous opening combination, triple loop, double toe, and the speed going into that element was just amazing.
Comes the double axel. Again, with unbelievable speed. She's perhaps one of the quickest skaters here in the ladies' competition.
There's a coach in the background there. I could hear him yelling. He's right beside us, and he was yelling, "Go, go, go!"
She placed 5th at Olympics in this original program, because when she's on, as Barb mentioned, she is really on.
It's got some character. Laëtitia Hubert will be back with her marks after this. Get the marks for Laëtitia Hubert with her coach Joe Bayet. And these marks look an awful lot like Albertville. 5.3 is the low mark from the Danish judge.
She reminds me a little bit of Midori Ito as she approaches her jumps with absolutely no fear at all.
Oh, what a year she's had, World Junior Champions. 26th at last year's Worlds, but she's in medal contention with these marks. 3rd place marks from 6 of the 9 judges. So it's Yamaguchi, Chen, Hubert, and Kerrigan, the top 4 right now. But the order could change very quickly. Here is Surya Bonaly, 3rd after the original program in Albertville. A lot has happened to her since we last saw her at the Olympic Games. She dumped her coach, or did the coach dump her? She's basically coaching herself. At least she doesn't have the pressure of the Olympics and skating before her home country, which really weighed on her in France.
Well, even without that pressure, she has been practicing inconsistently here in Oakland. And the fact that she doesn't have to have a coach has got to weigh heavily in the equation, because I don't understand how one could come into an event like this without one.
Well, I think her mother thinks that she is her coach now.
With that mistake, it's not likely, with the way the balance of this field has skated, that she'll be in a position to charge for the podium.
The rest of the program was pretty much clean, but I'd have to say she's really going to lose a lot of marks on that combination because she didn't even complete the second jump.
Fifth at last year's Worlds and the Olympics. We'll find out the marks for Surya Bonaly when we return to Oakland.
For Surya Bonaly for required elements.
We're back in Oakland for the marks for Surya Bonaly
4.5
with her designated coach, Andre Brunet, who is not working with her, but the French Federation told Bonaly that she had to name a coach to attend carrying the French colors. And look at the variance in marks.
Thank you.
Vanessa Riley, a 4.5, really bringing her down. Presentation marks are higher, but Bonaly right now is 7th. Riley of Great Britain has her seat at 17th, but Bonaly right now in danger of being out of medal contention in 7th spot.
Thank you. Representing Japan, Yuka Sato.
We seem to be in the midst of a youth movement in the women's competition. Right now, Lu Chen is second, Laëtitia Hubert is third, and here's another young woman who dazzled us at the Olympics, Yuka Sato, a 19-year-old from Tokyo. She was 7th at the Olympic Games, and without Midori Ito here, it will be interesting to see if she can skate out of the shadows of the Japanese superstar.
Well, her speed is very much like that of Laëtitia Hubert. This is a young lady who approaches her jumps with great speed, great aggression, and therefore has a very high degree of excitement. Her triple loop double toe combination there had difficulty landing the first jump, the triple loop. She simply wasn't in a position to break out soon enough to get the landing in to try and attempt the second jump. It's one of the best, if not the quickest set of footwork of the ladies, and that is one of the 8 elements required in the original program.
You can actually hear the crowd get excited when she comes around the corner there with such great speed. Really is nice to see in the ladies' event.
The 1990 World Junior Champion, Yuka Sato, back with her marks from Oakland in a moment. The marks for Yuka Sato of Japan,
4.8.
and she has 3.48s after that mistake in the combination.
5.0.
I think what we're seeing here is the judges were really impressed by her skating ability. She's really one of the only ladies out here who has really gone gangbusters and really attacked.
Presentation marks, Barb, come way up. She has an interesting split of marks, 3 fifth-place marks. She has a 13th place mark from Switzerland, but overall, Yuka Sato moves into 6th spot ahead of Patricia Neske and right behind Alice Souplays of Belgium.
Representing Canada, Karen Preston.
First of the 2 Canadians to skate, Karen Preston, the Canadian champion, 20 years of age from Mississauga. 8th place at the Olympic Games, and many felt she was undermarked there like Elvis Stoico. And perhaps like Elvis, a second look from the judges will mean better marks.
Combination, which is a triple flip double toe loop.
Well, there was a lot of discussion after her original program in Albertville if she touched down on that combination after the triple flip. Clearly she did not there. She had to struggle to hang on to it, but she completed it cleanly.
When we return to Oakland. We are back in Oakland awaiting the marks for Karen Preston, who was 12th after the original program in Albertville, but we expect she'll be higher than that here.
5.0, 5.1,
and those look pretty good.
5.4, 5.4.
High mark is from the
5.5.
judge from the Netherlands at 5.6.
5.5. Thank you. Her marks for
Presentation marks.
5.2.
And she has an interesting split. She has a third-place mark from the Danish judge as well as Australia. She also has 3 fifth-place marks, and Karen Preston is in 5th place. She's behind Nancy Kerrigan, so the top 5, Yamaguchi, Chen, Hubert, Kerrigan, and Karen Preston. The original program has been a personal test for Marina Kielmann. She was 15th after the short in Albertville, and she's had problems the last 2 years at the European Championships as well. Let's see how she does here, the 2-time German champion.
Well, she will really need a clean performance to be anywhere near the top, because what the judges are doing today, and it's really nice to see, is they are marking those performances that are good, that are skated well, and they're not keeping up the skaters that have been around for any reason. So she will need a clean performance here. And she has no problem with that at all. She has changed her program since the Olympic Games. At the Olympics, she skated to a Charleston, and obviously it hasn't been working for her this year, so she went home, and here we are 3 weeks later with a brand new program.
The jump, and yet here in the original she's had difficulty with it, and in light of how well this women's field has skated today, it's going to be costly.
Well, that'll be really disappointing for her, because other than the double axel, that was the program she was looking for at the Olympics.
And we'll have the marks for Marina Kielmann when we return to Oakland.
Marina Kielmann for required elements.
Awaiting the marks for Marina Kielmann, the 2-time German champion, along with her mother Heidi, and there's the raised 4-3 from the British judge Vanessa Riley.
4.9.
And again, she is a woman of her own mind when it comes to judging. Let's see what she does for the second mark, 4.9. So she has Kielmann seated 23rd, and yet Kielmann has 8th place marks from 3 of the judges. Overall, Kielmann is in 11th spot.
5.4.
Now, and we are indeed, and congratulations to Karen Preston, who currently stands 5th. Canada hasn't won a medal in the women's competition since Karen Magnussen's gold in Bratislava, 1973, and now Preston is in position. Let's see if Josée Chouinard can as well. She was 6th last year at the World Championships.
Well, for all the criticism the judges got at the Olympics, they can't be criticized here today. They are really judging this event as they see it. We're seeing a lot of new faces in the top, and I say that if Josée skates like she can, she could be sitting in 3rd.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about Josée, and the talk has been that the judges are just dying to give this girl a good set of marks so she can do a good performance.
on a double flip jump. Coming in for her triple Lutz combination. She's really going to need this. And that was a great combination.
A little tight on the landing of the second jump, but one of the most difficult combinations the ladies can attempt. Triple Lutz, double toe.
The mistake on the double flip, we're looking at about a 0.2 deduction.
It would just depend on whether the judges regard it as a touchdown with her free foot as a 0.2 or a landing on 2 feet, which would be a 0.4.
But remember, the fact that she did do a triple Lutz combination, her base mark will be a little bit higher, so we may see her still in the hunt. Here is that gorgeous combination. Look at the height. She gets right over top of herself, straight up into the second jump, a little stiff on the landing. But boy, was that a nice combination.
And the double flip was really just a careless error. She's in a nice position, her hand over her head, and she just doesn't check hard enough on the landing to make it clean.
That's her coach, Joanne Barbeau, and it's been a tough year for Josée, and that probably was her best skate.
And she certainly is a crowd favorite here.
And it is a capacity crowd at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Electrified by Kristi Yamaguchi earlier, but we've seen a lot of young skaters come to the fore. Much better skate for Josée than the last time in this building when she was 9th out of 10 skaters at Skate America.
5.2, 5.1,
The marks,
5.3,
and there's a range on the board. 5.7 is the high mark, and that is from the Croatian judge. 5.1 from the British judge, who has been lower throughout this competition.
Enter marks for presentation.
Second set of marks. She has a second place mark from the Croatian judge. She has 2 third place marks, 2 fourth place marks, and Chouinard is now 5th. She bumps Karen Preston to 6th. So Canada with 2 in the top